Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I'm Justin here with Online Product Reviewer, and I'm going to give you an honest review of Serplify. A lot of times when you Google Serplify review or whatever the case may be, when you're looking for a legitimate source of news or whatever about this product you're looking for, there's not honest reviews. There's always an affiliate link in the description. And disclaimer, there is an affiliate link down below. I have both clean and affiliate links down below. So if you want to help me out, go for it. If you don't, that's fine too. But this is not just an affiliate rave story. Okay, that being said, let's get started. I've got a few slides with some info on them, and then we'll go straight into a demo of the product. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, Serplify, if you haven't seen the demos, I'll get into the demos shortly. It's a powerful tool in the right hands. And what I mean by that is not everybody's going to be able to use a hammer well or a saw, but it is a powerful tool in the right hands. That doesn't mean it's free money. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it has the potential to work. So just thought I'd put that out there. So here's some pros and cons. So the first pro, we'll start on the left, relatively fast. And when I say relatively, I mean the amount of time you put in, the amount of things you get out is fairly high. That doesn't mean it will be 2 minutes, insta push of a button, and $1 million. That's not how it works. If you're buying those products, I highly recommend you switch strategies and buying good products. Okay. Next is content in mass, and it's slightly SEO optimized. I know you could go further in the SEO optimization, but for these keywords that you're going to be targeting, I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't need a lot of SEO. So you're going to get a lot of content out there that's SEO optimized enough. So it's not the cheapest. And I put this on the pros and the cons because that's a pro and a con. With things like things that can push a lot of keywords out there, if you have a lot of people out there doing it, if this product would be, say, $7 or whatever, there would be 1 million people out there just shoving everything onto the market. Everything would be flooded. So it's a pro and a con. Next, we have the API. They do have like a developer backend where you can add more onto the system. So it doesn't really seem like they're going for the quick, like, push a product out there, quickly sell it and get the money and get out. It seems like it's a platform. And you'll see a little bit more of that in the cons. So the last pro is I see some potential as a great use for PLR, although you'll see a little bit more in the cons. But basically, if you have some decent PLR content, you add some spin tags to it, so it's original, or it gets through Google's punishment system. But it is a nice use if you have some good PLR that you can throw in some spin tags and actually use. Next, we have the cons. It is content in mass. Google will punish if it's not spun properly, or in the future if spin tags goes out of style or it's not spun enough, Google can punish you. So I just want you to be aware of this going in. If you expect to just type in a few words and expect Google not to punish you, then you're going to figure out the hard way. And then in the cons, it's not the cheapest. So you are going to have to put some more money in if you do plan on buying this. So here's another con. Initially, when I saw the affiliate page or whatever, looking into this, I thought it was a plugin. I just thought you'd go to your WordPress backend and just log in and do your thing there. But I found out that it's both a plugin and you log on to their website. So you do things on their website after you put the plugin onto your WordPress site. And then you have a login that you put into their website, and then you can do things. So it's a little bit of a setup, but this is kind of a pro because it means there's less piracy. If this were just a WordPress, people would just be distributing the file left and right. So the piracy would be rampant. So it's kind of good, kind of bad. It means it's more setup for you, but it means there's less people out there doing this. And it's not going to be free on the market for all the pirates. So the last con I have, if you are planning on selling ads, like they mention on the page, basically the system is where you have a bunch of keywords out there for local services, things like locksmiths and whatever the case may be, and then you sell like a side slot on your website to lead to local locksmiths or whatever the keywords you're using. If you're doing that and you're going to sell to local businesses, this can't be garbage content. So PLR might not be good enough. But if you're planning on selling to local business owners, you're going to get a nice chunk of money for it, but you can't have garbage content. So that's kind of a con. Yeah. Okay, next, some things you should know. I found in my demo experience that coming up with content, I look through PLR for, just ideas, that coming up for content that works well for selling ads or like local terms is hard. Like, it takes time. And I'll show you more in the demo area, but I'll explain this in the demo area because it's kind of hard with no actual showing you. So I'll show you the demo area shortly. But one last slide before we get to the demo. The price increases. This is just for your information. The price increases for this product the first few days that it's selling. So if you're here really early, the price will increase. So I'm just saying right now is the lowest it's going to be, and it does go up. It's not just fake timers and things. But that's just kind of to let you know so you can get the lowest price. Okay, so now I'm going to X out of here, and we are going to hop over to my back end for a review. And here we have a bunch of things. They have an academy, so you can get all the tutorials you need and tutorials. Yeah. And then they have resources, like I mentioned, the API. So you can get extra things here. So it looks like they're trying to build a platform that you can use continually. Okay. So first of all, let's go to the sites. This here, once you put the plugin into your WordPress, then you come in here and then you add a username and a password. And what's that going to, and a URL. And that's going to basically connect to your website. Oh, and now we go to projects. So this is the test project I made, and I'm just going to make a new one. Just going to click add. And this is the system you're going to be going through if you purchase this product and after setting up your plugin. So project name, I notice this is a bit dark, so just click around in there. And we're going to name this YouTube. Next, click on your site. You can have more than one site in here. And this here is basically if you have customized SEO settings on your WordPress, you can switch this if you want to basically overwrite that or not. But we're just going to leave that as blank because this is just a URL for testing. We can have it create users for us. So it looks like the content is by different people, but we're just going to leave that as a default no. Now here's where the power of Serplify comes in. Australia, Canada, England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, United States, and Wales. This list has expanded since the first time I saw it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps expanding. So basically what this is going to do is I'm going to go to the United States because that's where I know the most. Basically, when you open up a state, it's going to give you a lot of cities and the zip codes. Excuse me. 1 second. Okay, so when you include, I'm just going to include Maine for this. So I'm going to check mark Maine, and that's going to check mark all the cities underneath Maine. One slightly annoying thing is there's a lot of cities. So if you want to pick out the big ones, it's going to be kind of hard to weed through all this. But this is mostly for the massive amounts of things. So I'm just going to click on Maine, and then we're going to click next. So here's where a couple bucks on Fiverr for a good article to start or some PLR comes in handy, because if you don't have some of this stuff, you're going to need to write an article from scratch, and that takes forever. So here's where the power comes in. Right here, these short codes. So I found a PLR article, Karate versus Taekwondo, or however you pronounce that, and I took it from its original state and I added a bunch of spin tags. This takes some time, but if you find a good article, you basically, let's take a look here. Here, ever since, and then since people, I just basically gave it options to pick from, and then this will go through and pick which one at random, so it like mixes up the article. And I should have put in more spin tags. This won't be super random, so Google might punish this if this were a real website of mine. So you take it, you add spin tags, so it's nice and random. But I'm gonna pull down, kind of on the spot here, but I'm gonna pull down some PLR articles. These PLR articles are all over the place, but I'm gonna step back here. And I'm just going to look through some industries here. Here's the thing that's kind of hard for the software to use. When you're in here and you're like, looking, can I have back pain in a local industry? Sure, you can maybe hook that up with doctors, but that's a harder sell. What kind of articles can you use to sell this to a doctor? If you have common lower back pain treatments, you might be able to put a doctor on the side for a local. But how do you get somebody to type in lower back pain treatments in Maryland, Ohio, or in Maryland, whatever the city is? Normally, people aren't going to throw the city on the back of that. So that's where it's kind of hard. You're going to need to find keywords like maybe skiing in Montana, and then you want to get your article up on top for whatever it is, maybe resorts in Montana or whatever, where you can rank in the SERPs of Google and show up on the top, and then it's an interesting article that they'll click on. But that's kind of the difficulty I see. It's not super easy to get into those really good niches where it's, yeah, it can be hard to find a place. And this karate versus taekwondo was the best one I found just in a couple minutes of looking through PLR. But it is a difficulty you might find yourself in. So, yeah, we'll get into this in a little bit after we do the recap, kind of. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to put it right down here. Actually, this kind of chopped it up. Let me just pull these back. If you think this is an instant fix for free money, you'll be sadly mistaken if that's what you're looking for. This stuff takes time. I can't even click. That's good enough. This isn't a real article, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so you put in your article, and of course, like I said, it's the spin tax. And then for the title, I'm going to put in something like, karate versus taekwondo, or karate, maybe if we type in, and this is something that you would have to experiment a little bit with, but I'm going to put in state, city short codes like this. And that way, people might be looking up the city and the state with karate. So if they look up Canton, Ohio, karate, we have 3 of their keywords, Canton, Ohio, karate, in there. And then when this pops up, if it would, and it's a fairly long keyword, so we might get some local competition, or it's a fairly short, 3 words. But then it will have Canton, Ohio, karate, or even taekwondo. So when they type in Canton, Ohio, karate, we have a decent chance of getting into the SERPs. And then we have the added benefit of being karate versus taekwondo. So it's something interesting. It's not just an ad for some karate studio. It's actually an article that they can actually be informed by what they should be picking. Maybe they were thinking, a lot of people that take karate or taekwondo were thinking which one, or like we're trying to decide which one. So we get them to click because we raised some interest with that headline. And then they're going to click through, and then it's going to be valuable to the clients that you want to sell this to. So that's kind of the content section there. And then we can click on preview content. And so this is an example. The short codes aren't filled in because it doesn't have a city or a state. So it'd be Canton, Ohio, or Ohio, Canton. Actually, I should switch that. Let's switch that. city, state. So it'd be Canton, Ohio, or whatever the city, whatever the state, and then karate versus taekwondo. And then it will mix it up like it does with Spintax. You can generate a new one. And so that's your content there. That will get you the rankings. If it's spun enough and it's original enough, it will get you ranked. So now let's click next. And also, big thing I want to mention here, dynamic images, it will select, I believe, at a few points in your article. So you can throw in a bunch of images. And just for like an example, I searched Pixabay. If you don't know Pixabay, definitely go check Pixabay out. Pictures you can use for a lot of different projects, but you could throw in a bunch of these things. They have a ton of things here. And then I'll just throw that right into your article. It'll make it so much more engaging. Google loves it if people are engaging with your page. So people love that as well as Google. So it's like a win-win-win. You're ranked higher. Everybody loves it. You can also add video, but those are harder to find good quality videos that aren't watermarked and things. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this page. And this is like the normal page you'd be doing the most in, geolocation and content. And then next, you can syndicate. Well, you can add syndication accounts, but I'm just going to skip that for now. And total number of maximum posts. So I'm going to say 50. You don't want too many, so Google doesn't punish you. So number of days, we're going to say over 14 days. 50 posts over 14 days is a lot. If this is actually something you're planning on doing, like building this website, and don't want to get punished, I would spread that out. Maybe go 1.5 posts a day, 2 posts a day, depending on how many cities you're targeting. But that's, yeah, you don't want to do it too fast or Google can punish you. And next, and there we go. We're posting to one site. I believe you can post to more than one site. Not customizing site settings, not creating users, how many places we're targeting. Yeah, just a quick summary of what we're doing, and add. Now what this is basically going to do is send your website a bunch of content in the background where people can search, but it won't, block up the front of the WordPress site. And it will give you great content and will get you ranked for a lot of those little keywords that would take a really long time to rank for individually. You don't want to go through typing all these cities out. But yeah, this here is what Serplify is. I'm going to hop back into my slideshow here. I have a few other slides here. So do I recommend Serplify? If you have been looking to enter the local marketplace, then yes. Or if you have a website, including the topic, because the topic can be hard to grasp. For this tool right now that you're going to use shortly, then yes, I recommend it. I was recently actually looking for a local marketplace type system for YouTube videos, but videos are a lot harder to do in mass. But this might change my approach. I'm going to probably do a little bit of both and see what works. And if you think, I've been saying this throughout the video, but if you think it will be easy to make money with this just because it's click a few buttons and done, it doesn't work that way. It is a powerful tool, but if it's not click button, you're still going to have to sell the side slots or find some other way to monetize your website. But if you think it's easy money, then no, it's not going to work. If you think it looks cool or is easy, but aren't sure what project or website you will use it for, then no. I don't know how it is for a lot of people out there, but a lot of the tools that I buy that look cool or that I can do cool things with, if I don't have a project that I can use them on in the next week or within the next month, I forget about it and I just don't pull it up unless maybe way in the future, but it's not worth buying it if you don't have a project that you know you will use it or have a topic in mind. So that's it's not a one yes or no. It's a nice tool, powerful tool, but you will have to decide in the end. So that's my recommendation. If you have a good project to use in it, go for it right now. Go for it. But if you think it's easy money, then don't. It'll be a waste of money. Yeah. Next, last. If you want more honest reviews, then click like, click sub, down below, you can see if you have a product you'd like to review, and like me to review it, that is. You can contact me at that email right there. I will not put it in the description because people with spam bots will get that, and I don't like spam. So you can get it right here off the screen, Justin at justinfmiller.com. I don't review all products, but things that are interesting that people might like, I do. So please include a copy of the product if that's what you want. And like I mentioned earlier, you can find an affiliate and a clean link, meaning no affiliation, if you click that link, of Serplify in the description below. You can click the affiliate link if you like the honest review, or you can go the other route if you didn't like it. That is pretty much it. I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, go decide on Serplify. If you buy it, use it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I might have, nope, that's it. Yep, have a great day, everybody.